and recognize Mr. Fallon.
Thank you, Chairman.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Rumford, we're seeing a significant surge in private industry and academic institutions driving R&D, particularly with hypersonics. One example, of course, would be University of Notre Dame's Mach 10 quiet wind tunnel. It provides critical ground-based testing capabilities for hypersonic systems. So I have kind of a two-part question. One, can you elaborate on how the DoD is integrating these cutting-edge infrastructures and to strengthen our testing and evaluations process? And then more specifically, do you agree that leveraging these types of infrastructures can help us acquire and operationalize critical technology faster?
Thank you for that question. Absolutely. I'll answer the second part first.
Sure.
Absolutely. It is critical for us, and I know the comment earlier about a whole nation approach. We absolutely need to be able to integrate in what academia has made advancements in and industry has made advancements in, because quite frankly, that is the American way. That's actually how we innovate fast. That is our secret sauce. We're not going to outperform our adversaries with using processes that they use. We should be using the processes that we thrive in. And that's competition with a lot of people in our nation trying to brainstorm and tackle problems. And so what we're looking at at the Test Resource Management Center is back to that data question. How can I integrate data from different sources? If I only have one wind tunnel, it's pretty easy to inventory. It's pretty easy to understand that data. But if I want to take advantage of what's in academia, other tunnels that are in industry, I need to have a strategy to get there. And that's why the HyperCore, the hypersonic correlation program that I mentioned earlier, is essential to this whole nation approach. Because we do want to leverage the great strides that academia and industry is making.
Yeah, and I like the fact that, I mean, in a full committee hearing we had a year or two ago, Chairman Rogers acknowledged that we are behind in hypersonics technologies. We're behind China, we're behind Russia, and we need to acknowledge that and not only catch up with them, but outpace them. And we have to be innovative, or that's not going to happen. And I like what's happening with the University of Notre Dame and Alabama. Yep. And A&M working together, creating that kind of synergy. So thank you for your response. Mr. Beck, can you share which specific areas within the DoD's critical technology roadmap are currently being prioritized?
So you mean which specific technology areas?
Yeah.
Well, so we work across at DIU, right? We work across AI, cyber, autonomy, space, biotech, and emerging technologies like quantum and hypersonics, and now advanced manufacturing. And I would say, rather than one specific area among those things, the way that we think about it is what are the most critical operational gaps that we've got to solve for, and how does that drive thing? And that yields, for example, as we think about INDOPACOM, a very high focus, for example, on autonomy, not just the hardware across different domains, but the collaborative autonomy, the resilient C2, and the automatic target recognition that allows you to have a heterogeneous swarm of autonomous vehicles to go and take action. That's one major area. Another major area that it's worth talking about, and maybe talking about more in a classified session sometime, is in space, where there's an enormous amount that we're doing, leveraging commercial space capabilities combined with more exquisite capabilities, various kinds. And there's an enormous amount more to do there. And then maybe a third piece that I'll touch on is the impact that AI, both generative AI and large language models, but also distilled smaller language models that you can then take and put on what we would have called in the tech sector on device, so that they can operate in a GNSS denied atmosphere. That's another one.
Great. And I'm going to ask one real quick. I'm glad you mentioned DIU. How do you plan to expand DIU's efforts to scale innovative solutions more rapidly and strengthen the integration of emerging technologies and operational capabilities across the services?
So excuse me, the biggest thing that we can do is really just put significant points on the board that matter. So right now, we've been given some great tools by the Congress and the funding that we have and the flexibility that's there. We have a fantastic set of partnership with the services, and we've got some very critical problems that we're working on. We need to deliver on those things and then use that momentum to keep just growing and scaling. So one thing that I think is really critical is that we continue to reinforce the salient that's been created in this space and deliver on that. We need that for the strategic impact we need, and we need that also for the founders and funders out there to see the success of working with the department at scale.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I yield back.
Time has expired.